Tokugawa Ieyasu, the founder of the Tokugawa Shogunate and one of the most powerful figures in Japanese history, was known not only for his political and military achievements, but also for his deep obsession with health and longevity. Ieyasu, who lived from 1543 to 1616, managed to unify Japan after decades of war and unrest, establishing a peace that would last for over 250 years. But beneath the exterior of the cunning warrior and shrewd strategist was a man deeply concerned about his physical well-being and determined to prolong his life as much as possible. This obsession manifested in a strict and peculiar diet, driven by a mix of traditional medicine, superstition, and personal discipline. Ieyasu's unusual diet was heavily influenced by Chinese medicine, which had long been a significant presence in Japan. Traditional Chinese medicine emphasized the balance of energy within the body, the importance of specific foods and herbs for health, and the belief that certain rare ingredients could bestow longevity or even immortality. These ideas, coupled with Ieyasu's own superstitious beliefs, led him to adopt a strict regimen of consuming strange and sometimes extreme food items. The most notable components of Ieyasu's diet included powdered dried deer hearts and turtle blood, which he believed would grant him strength and extend his life. In traditional Chinese medicine, deer parts were often associated with virility, vitality, and long life. The deer, being a swift and strong animal, was thought to possess life-giving energy, and consuming parts of its body, particularly its heart, was believed to transfer those same qualities to the person eating it. Similarly, turtle blood was believed to have life-extending properties. Turtles, which are long-lived creatures, were symbols of longevity in East Asian culture. Drinking turtle blood or consuming turtle soup was thought to infuse the body with the turtle's resilience and longevity, helping to ward off illness and extend life. Ieyasu incorporated these beliefs into his diet, convinced that these unusual and rare ingredients could help him live longer and stay healthy. While Ieyasu consumed these exotic substances, his overall diet was characterized by simplicity and restraint. In contrast to many of his contemporaries who indulged in rich, decadent feasts, Ieyasu believed that eating simple, unadorned food was key to maintaining health. His meals often consisted of plain rice, vegetables, and small portions of fish, reflecting his disciplined approach to both governance and personal care. He avoided heavy or luxurious foods, which he believed could lead to illness or early death. His philosophy of moderation extended beyond food to all aspects of his life. He lived by the Confucian principles of frugality, self-discipline, and self-control, avoiding excess in all forms. Ieyasu saw his diet not only as a way to maintain physical health, but also as a form of mental and spiritual discipline. By controlling his appetite and practicing restraint, he believed he could also maintain control over his body and mind. Ieyasu's obsession with health and longevity was not without reason. He had witnessed many of his rivals and allies die young, often from overindulgence or illness. Throughout his life, he showed a keen interest in learning from others' mistakes, not just in the realm of politics, but also in how they managed their bodies. Unlike many of his peers who embraced the pleasures of life, Ieyasu sought a different path, convinced that a disciplined lifestyle would allow him to live longer and continue to rule Japan for as long as possible. He surrounded himself with medical advisors who introduced him to various treatments and health regimens. Ieyasu reportedly consulted doctors and herbalists who prepared tonics, concoctions, and powders from herbs and animal parts that were believed to have life-extending properties. These treatments, combined with his strict diet, formed the core of his approach to maintaining health. His diet also included foods believed to have medicinal properties, such as ginseng, which was thought to invigorate the body, and mushrooms like reishi, which were considered to promote longevity and ward off disease. He avoided alcohol and overeating, which he viewed as pathways to weakening the body and shortening one's life. Ieyasu's obsession with health had a noticeable effect on those around him. As the leader of Japan and founder of a new political dynasty, Ieyasu's habits set a tone for the country's elite. While not everyone adopted his peculiar diet, his emphasis on simplicity and moderation influenced the cultural values of the Tokugawa period. The pursuit of balance, both in food and in life, became an important virtue during this time. Many samurai followed Ieyasu's lead in maintaining a simple diet and avoiding excess, seeing this as a way to preserve their strength and honor. Moreover, Ieyasu's long life helped solidify his legacy as a ruler who not only unified Japan but also maintained control and stability for decades. His disciplined lifestyle and focus on health likely contributed to his survival through some of the most dangerous and tumultuous times in Japanese history, living to the impressive age of 73, a remarkable lifespan for someone in 17th century Japan, especially given the constant threats of assassination and war that he faced throughout his life. Despite his efforts to prolong his life, Ieyasu eventually succumbed to natural causes in 1616. While his strange diet and health practices may not have granted him immortality, they did allow him to live long enough to establish a lasting legacy. His death came long after he had successfully unified Japan and solidified the rule of the Tokugawa Shogunate, which would govern the country for over 2 centuries. Even in death, Ieyasu's obsession with health and longevity was reflected in his final wishes. He ordered his body to be buried at Kunozan Toshogu, a sacred mountain that was believed to offer spiritual protection. This site was later moved to Nikko Toshogu, where his mausoleum became a place of reverence for generations to come. His legacy as a ruler who valued discipline, simplicity, and self-control endured throughout the Tokugawa period, shaping not only Japan's political structure, but also its cultural values. Tokugawa Ieyasu's strange diet, centered around his desire for longevity, offers a fascinating glimpse into the mind of one of Japan's most powerful and influential leaders. His consumption of items like powdered dried deer hearts and turtle blood, combined with his simple and restrained daily meals, reflects the deep influence of traditional medicine and cultural beliefs in his time. Ieyasu's commitment to maintaining his health was rooted not only in his personal desire for a long life, but also in his belief that he needed to remain strong to preserve the peace and stability of the nation he had worked so hard to unify.